MV3 Traders Futures Trade Radio is brought to you by The Ultimate Trader's Guide, your one-stop shop for the most valuable income-producing information on the internet. Go to ultimatetradersguide.net to learn more. Link in the description below. Alright, what's going on, everybody? How we doing? Hope everybody had a good week. Got some news for today at 10. It's kind of a wide, looking at the neutral zone, kind of have a wide spread today. So, continuing the volatility game. As usual, I'm going to be mostly focusing on, got some inventory here that we're dropping back down to PR+1. Not going to be so heavy with the narration as usual. For those that are not aware, I put my pre-market notes inside of I put it on Twitter, and I also put it in the Discord for anyone that may be interested in what I look at pre-market and all that stuff. We dropped that inventory down to 790. Kind of read that as a rotation. That's not taking much for price to travel this morning. With that wide spread. We have some automation there between 790 and 780. We're just, we're trading around somewhat near our current inventory zone. Volatility is definitely kind of high right now. Price is chopping around pretty quickly. Placed the order, it didn't get filled. There we go. Came back to it. We're going to send an inventory response off of that automation. Where's that at? That's pretty much at 796. A1 is above us at 810, so we're pretty much looking at that as the algos battling against each other. Still holding supply at A1. Just took some scalps there, removed myself from the battle. For now. This dip here looks like A1 might be winning out. Picked up some inventory there at 775-ish. Continuing to drop that inventory, quickly coming back inside of that range. Price kind of still jumping around a little bit. Lifted the supply to 795. I'll be looking to see if we get back above that. Now we got A1 and that automation point in the same area. We'll be picking up, got another quick supply response. Did take a short off of that, but I screwed it up. I loaded in too much. So lets me know I'm not on my A game. Gotta get myself together. Gotta get focused. So that supply up there above 790 where we have our automation gathered, that's holding back down to the inventory around 775. See if we can make another break, drop that inventory one more time. Another inventory response. Oh, that. holding that inventory zone. Making our way back to inventory. Looking to see, there we go. Now we got a dip. Let's see if we might hold it this time. We're going to go back inside the shop. Giving some continuation this time. Down to our session low. I'm going to go ahead and take profits here at the session low. It's going to put me at a nice point where I'm going to be just going to accept this profit for the day, or for the close out this week. Took profits there at the session low because, of course, it's expected to have some participation down there, where whether that's gonna be some buying to initiate a position off the low, or buying to cover the shorts that took us here, or even we're gonna have some selling to take the break. No matter what it is, you know, likely to have some participation here at the session low. So off of that anticipated participation at this area, pretty nice trade. And I just now I'm seeing my signal to take the trade. I would have been exiting had I held it. So it was a good decision to take that profit there. And that's part of my rules. That's just, I got multiple rules for entering into a position and taking profit. Let me see. Got a couple. Let me clear these drawings off my chart. So we did drop that session low, setting some supply around 760. Going back to that supply, and then we're gonna lift the supply. Inventory is at 745. Below 750. Back inside of our opening range, inside of the overnight range. So far, painting the picture for a look below and fail. I'm looking at 780 as a possible rotation point. That's back inside of that shop that we did make our way back to inside that previous shop. Got some interesting 945 volatility spike there. That gave us our inventory. That gave us a wide inventory zone. Let's say around 760. Still lifting the supply. There was a lift of the inventory. And it's already high volatility environment, and volatility has increased for the moment off that 945 course. Whatever participant that comes in or likes to come in at 945. teaser inventory at 770, which is broken down. Now we're back to that 760 range. A lot going on right now, so I'm not really doing a lot of heavy narration. That rotation point is at 740, which we did close below. Current inventory has just dropped down, has dropped down to that 740. Current supply dropped down to 760. They're moving this price around. Glad I decided to stop when I did, and I got to a stopping point when I did. And that's my way of following my plan, not just making an emotional decision in the moment. Once I saw, last night when I was doing my analysis and getting my numbers and going through my night routine, and I saw that the spread was wide for today. The NZ spread or neutral zone spread was wide for today. I already had put in my plans that there's probably going to be a volatile day, and so not to be super aggressive. So if I get up by a certain amount, I can go ahead and be done for the day. And the same one is inverse. If I, don't want to don't want to dig a hole too much of a. So if I started and I entered in too much of a significant drawdown, then I have a stopping point for my drawdown, which, just being honest, is usually more difficult for me to follow versus a stopping point for when I'm up. And a lot of times that comes from me following the predator formula. But that's not sometimes, where I mess up in that is I start making a lot of mistakes. And a lot of times a lot of my drawdown comes from a lot of me making mistakes. So then that takes the predator formula out the window. But so we went back, we dropped the session low, and now we're back inside that opening range, inside the main range for the day. They're moving that price all around today, or this morning, for A period anyway. 10 minutes before B period, where we have core durable goods. Most of the time, we don't typically get a response, or not much happens off of the durable goods report, but we shall see what happens within the next 9 minutes. It'd be nice if it calmed things down for a while. We just lifted supply back to 780. Couple quick inventory points, but the main inventory, I'm still looking at 740. The last rotation was short, which I haven't had a rotation to change that as of yet. We had a couple broken supply points, which starts that rotation count over, or resets the rotation count. Sure I'm reading that correctly. Yep. All right. One more lift of the supply inside of that 800 to 790 range. Front running that whole number of 800. And we are back above our automation points. Got A1 around 770. Now we're strongly making our way to VWAP. But this looks like a lack of participation to me, because we're quickly moving price, covering a lot of, space in a short period of time. So this looks like maybe we, this as a how can I say it? As a simple example, there we go. Let's just say we had some orders to match there at 797, and then there was nothing until 810, which created that spike. So they, took that match at 797 and quickly, went to 810 to start order matching again. So there was by this theory, a lack of participation between that 790 to 810 range. Let me clear all the drawings off my board. Got way too many drawings up, right? Go clean the charts up. I don't think y'all can see that. Try to keep the charts clean for what's shown on the stream. I'm always drawing on my chart, so it can get kind of messy. So we got about 5 minutes before B period. Looking at inventory in the same area that A1 is currently, and it's lifting. 795, lifting the supply. We did get our rotation. I did count another rotation. Now we're going to work the VWAP. We also got another automation point right above the VWAP. Currently at 817. Quick inventory response off of VWAP. Price action has calmed down a little bit. We set supply at 784 or 784, 824 and 3/4. Then we quickly lifted that, just like tapping that supply point higher, coming back inside the shop. This tight range from, let's call it 825 to VWAP. Inventory is still holding off VWAP. Pretty much 813 as a price. Now we're gonna drop the inventory back down to PR -1. Price action has been, so we're kind of creating liquidity on both sides of this little micro range here, on both sides of this balance. That was interesting. I was kind of watching some videos yesterday out of curiosity of Bookmap and what that was all about. And what's interesting is me hearing how traders are unable to see liquidity off of just a candlestick chart. And I think it would help you see liquidity just by looking at candlesticks is by, kind of understanding balance and seeing balance. Once you see balance in the market, then you can kind of see where liquidity is being built just by looking at the candlesticks and looking at the structure of that balance. And then understanding how to neutralize it, let's just call it the man in the middle, maintains the functionality of markets, which is going to be wholesale. How wholesale in all markets maintains the functionality of those markets. And then from that's where you can see where the liquidity points are set, just by looking at candlesticks. But these other tools, they can be helpful, especially if you haven't got to the point where you can see that. It can kind of give you a little bit of quote unquote confirmation, which I'm not gonna go in on that confirmation thing. So now we're running those stops, taking advantage of that liquidity that was above 824. Come right back inside the shop, looking at a half back point for that shop at the current price. As I say that, we were kind of being mechanical to A1, and we're slicing through through A1 now, back to VWAP, where we were picking up some mechanical inventory. And that was our B period transition, which gave us a mild response. so mild that I didn't even notice it until I just now looked at the time. But we're still picking up inventory off of VWAP. I also have some automation in that same area. Also brings to mind people that call this kind of price action boring, which I would say that's just a point of awareness, because from my perspective, from my point of view, there's a lot going on, and it's definitely not boring for me personally. And it's still highly tradable, depending on the strategy that is being used. It has to be tradable. Somebody's trading this. Of course, it's tradable. It depends on if you have the strategy to trade in this type of environment or not. So I say all that to say, trust yourself. The whole point of this game is to bring your edge into this game, and your edge is always you. So if someone else can't see anything and you can see it, that could be a sign that you have discovered your edge, if you haven't already identified that you have discovered your edge, or how to use your edge. But now we're back below VWAP, and then now we're going to come and find some supply off VWAP. We dropped that inventory down to front run that 800 again. Pretty much in this nice little range between 805 to 802. And let me revisit my rotation count. I stopped counting rotations. For now, the rotation point would be at 790. Still keeping that volatility on the board. Now we're back above VWAP. I was just analyzing some things, like we're quickly catching some momentum. to our PR low. Coming back to that inventory of 800. Caught that off of a strong inventory response off of 800 before. Now we're coming back towards that. Nice little front run at 804. This has pretty much been the theme for like the last couple of weeks. Price has just been bouncing and chopping all around for A and B period. It does seem that on some days calm down throughout the rest of the day. But another quick inventory response off of 800. Maintaining that inventory zone. We got supply all the way up there at 830-ish, 832. Now we're starting to drop that inventory. Drop the inventory down to 780. It's kind of took a moment there to measure some things out with some intraday power range levels. It gives us a supply response off A1. Now we're hovering that automation that's currently sitting at 788. Inventory off of 780. I think it's definitely getting towards the end of my window. By time to do some get active on the fit trader movement side of the game. Since I mentioned it, I brought up fit trader movement. I started doing that recently for anybody that is, has seen me starting to put up these shorts and about fit trader movement. And that came by way of like, so let's give a quick backstory about why I'm doing that, and why I started putting that content up, or those short videos up. Where Fit Trader movement came from was, let's say back in 2019, and I really got consistent with it in 2020. I made a decision to every single day to do some sort of physical fitness. So what got me to that point is, before I would do the normal thing to where I would try to have, I try to get more physically active in terms of exercising. And I was trying to start an exercise routine by going to the gym, or maybe doing some sort of at-home workout or whatever, and trying to do it just, a full workout. But what I was always running into was the common problem is not sticking to those workouts. So maybe I would go, like, let's say a week, or I would go 2 weeks, or maybe, like, I think going to the gym wise, the longest I would stick to it would be, or was like maybe 4 weeks. And then eventually something to come up, I would get tired or whatever, and that'll break the routine, and I would stop with my workout routine, right? And then it became a sporadic thing. So what I decided to do in that 2019, at some point in 2019, is I decided to just do something every single day, even if it was as simple as doing 10 push-ups, or 10 pull-ups, or whatever it was. Just, I need to do something every single day. I don't have to do a full workout. So I want to do a full workout, and then when I have the time or whatever, right, when I make the time to do a full workout, I do the full workout. But if for whatever reason I'm not feeling it, the goal is to just do something so that I build a habit. And this is when I started, at the same time when I started working on consistency across the board. I just wanted to do something every single day to build a habit, because I know I needed to build a habit. And from that, I say really, I got extremely consistent with it in 2020, like the beginning of 2020. Or it might have been around the time where that, we had that significant event in 2020, to where the gym that I was going to, they closed that gym, so I had to work out at home, and I didn't want to break the routine that I had already started. So I was just like, let me just do something every single day. And at that time, it was just doing, like, I'm gonna do just a quick set of push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. But if I don't get that in for whatever reason, I gotta do something, even if it's as simple as just getting some pull-ups, just doing, just 10 quick, pull-ups or push-ups or whatever. So from me creating that habit and being consistent to just do something every single day, I was actually able to start seeing results, much better results than I was getting when I was doing full, let's say, hour long or multiple hours, hour to hour too long workouts, because I was able to stick to it. So, that showed me the power of consistency, and why, like, I'm just really on consistency, at this point, building habits and being consistent to that habit, and creating that habit to where now, if for whatever reason, I get busy in my day and I miss my workout, I can't even go to sleep without making sure that I do some sort of physical fitness for that day, because it's just part of me now, right? It's a habit that I'm doing, that I have to do, every single day. And the results have been, I've seen much better results than, my whole time in the military, where I was, I had to work out for PT, right? But there are times even in the military where you can break consistency. But I've been what I'm getting at is, just by doing something consistently every single day, no matter how much time I give to it or how small or big it is, I've been able to see much better results and be in the best shape of my life since I started to develop that habit. So that's where Fit Trader movement comes from, Fit Trader Challenge. And, so I put that out there, and I highly encourage anyone to try to be active each and every single day to do something. Don't worry about making it, if you can go do a full workout, that's great. But you should at least, do something, whatever it is. Even if you're, you're in a situation or your current state to where you can only do, let's say, 5 push-ups at a time. Get down and do those 5 push-ups. You want to build a habit. It's not the number that you're after, it's the habit that you're after. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and bring things to a close today. My trading window is, my shop is definitely closed for the day for trading wise, and it's gonna go ahead and wrap things up. I appreciate everybody for coming through, for hanging out with me, trading with me. Hope you had a good week, and I hope you have a good weekend. And until next time, trade it easy.